Welcome to the Elevate You Show, where we provide winning solutions for entrepreneurs and creative artists to elevate their business, mindset, spirit, health, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Tamara Wilson, and I'm here to help you go a little bit higher so that you can have the business and lifestyle you've always wanted. Hello and welcome to the Elevate You Show. I'm your host, Tamara Wilson. And this presentation is a very special presentation I want to share with you my journey, my biggest frustrations and some mistakes and some things that I would do differently if I was to start all over again when I was starting my online business or trying to find something to work from home after leaving corporate America. So before I get into that, this is for anyone that wants to work from home, looking for a home-based business, side hustle, or part-time, full-time, something to replace their current income. If you're transitioning from corporate America and you want to start a home-based business or something from home, this should help you. So before I get started, just a little brief background on me is and how I came about getting into my online business and building my online business. First, I think I've always been an entrepreneur. I just didn't know it when I was a kid. But, you know, my brother and I, we used to sell popcorn and lemonade to the construction workers. But I have entrepreneurs it's in my blood, entrepreneurship, as well as a strong creative side. You know, I have singers, artists in my bloodline. I have my grandmother, she used to own a grocery store. But anyway, as far as when I made the transition, I retired, actually. I retired from corporate America I was the youngest to retire from my job, my corporate job, at the age of 42. And you don't hear that too often. And yes, I was truly, truly blessed, and I'm very, very grateful. And, you know, a lot of people hated me, and thinking, oh my God, you're too young to retire. I put my time in. So, you know, I just, when I look back, I'm thinking, okay, God, you allowed me to retire at such a young age. There must be something great that I'm supposed to do. There must be something on a bigger scale that I'm supposed to do. And when you make that transition, it's like, what do I do now? What am I going to get involved in? I had to think about all my gifts, my natural gifts, my spiritual gifts, my business skills, how I can utilize all that to make my change. Well, to backtrack a little bit more, right before I retired, I was thinking, what am I going to get myself into? So I started taking real estate classes in the evening when I was working, you know, part-time. So after work, I would go to my real estate classes. I was doing this like maybe 6 months before I had retired. So I had everything lined up. And I didn't really give myself a chance to really retire or to feel the experience of what it really felt like to retire, because I just couldn't keep still, because I'm just not a homebody, if you will. I mean, I am a homebody, but I have to do something while I'm at home. I can't just sit and be a couch potato. That's what I mean. I can't just sit and watch TV all day. I just can't do that, because I'm a creator. I'm a creative person. So got into real estate. I did that for several years, and I just kept feeling this nudge in my spirit, like, this isn't what you're supposed to do. This is not what you were created to do. This is not what you're meant to do for the rest of your life. I learned everything. It was like I was doing residential real estate. I did commercial. I was also doing rental, leasing, everything. So instead of me just throwing away my license because I worked so darn hard to get it, I just decided to put my license in referral, which means I'm still able to refer people to another agent if they needed assistance. And I would just get a small commission, as opposed to putting my license in escrow where I don't do anything with it, and I have up to a certain time frame to get back into the real estate game. And if I pass that time frame, then I'll have to take my test all over again, which I wasn't going to do. So I did that, and I started to buckle down and trying to build my online business. And I had utilized all my savings and my money that accumulated when I retired. For the most part, I used it towards real estate because there are a lot of fees involved with real estate. There's monthly fees. There's just all kind of fees. I don't want to talk too much about real estate, but so some of the biggest struggles that I dealt with and the frustrations when I was going more full-time as an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, solopreneur, as they call it, was I really had to change my mindset. I had a W-2 mindset. I've been working for all those years for someone, and depending on that income every 2 weeks to come in, that was kind of like my cushion. I mean, I slowly got a taste of having a 1099 mindset, as a independent contractor when I was a real estate agent, because I wasn't required to go into the office. I could work from home, which was good. But I still had a lot of fees to pay and just managing all that. And it was time consuming. It was time consuming. Like I said, I love real estate. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing people and helping people and helping them get their dream home, their first time, especially first time buyers. But it was just time consuming because I was depending, as you know, as a real estate agent, that's commission based. It's not consistent money coming in. But when you do get a commission, depending on the amount of the home, it could be a good big commission. Okay. So I don't know if I'll ever get back into it, but just right now, I already knew that I was supposed to do something much on a bigger scale. I may incorporate that into something that I'm trying to do, but the mindset was a frustration because, like I said, I had to make a shift in my mindset from having a mediocre mindset to a millionaire mindset. You got to think as a millionaire as though you already are a millionaire before you become a millionaire, is what I mean. So another frustration was time management or energy management. I really it was funny because when I look back, when I was working full time for corporate America, it seemed like I was doing more. I know that sounds weird. Maybe because I was limited on my time, I was trying to squeeze everything in, the things that I wanted to do. So I always did like extra curriculum things because to satisfy my creative side, because I have a very strong creative side. So I was doing dancing, acting, modeling, like all that stuff, writing. And then like energy management is when you just have to guard yourself from people and negative people and toxic people, and not really going places and hanging out with people that bring your energy down or that's time consuming and things like that. Another frustrating thing was sometimes your friends and family, they don't understand your entrepreneurial journey. They don't see things the way you see things. They're used to working for corporate, so as an entrepreneur, you take a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk involved. There's a lot of money involved where you have to invest in yourself to build your skills, to build and learn new skills, master new skills, personal development, training, coaches, all that stuff. So it could be a little frustrating, some of the comments that you may receive, because people don't understand the vision that God gave you. And it's not meant for them to understand because it's not their vision. It's your vision and it's my vision. So, people may say, you're spending all this money and you're doing all this work, you work so hard, and where's the fruit of your labor? Like, you're not making any money, at least not a substantial a lot of money. At least they didn't see it right then. But and you may be doing different things and it may not make sense, or they might not all connect together. That's the way they see it, but you don't see it that way. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. So if you're doing different things, things are going to be entrepreneurial, where you're kind of your own boss. So another thing that was frustrating and a struggle for me was having limited funds. As I mentioned before, I used most of my savings, everything towards real estate. So when I got into building my business, really building it and really understanding there's so many different components to building an online business, I was running out of funds. I got to the point where, oh my gosh, I felt stuck. I knew I needed certain things to take my business to the next level, but I was stuck because I didn't have the finances to do so. And, with research and some different events will come up where coaching was coming up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that would just help me so much in my business, and I wasn't able to go because of the lack of funds. So I had to actually wait until my income tax return came to utilize it on business. And my family will tell you, even if they ask me what I want for Christmas or my birthday, I may say something, I want something for my business or some tool or some program or something. But they always say, no, you can't have anything like that, just something personal for you. But again, your family, they don't understand your entrepreneurial journey. And you're trying to kick off your business and do things to, to go to that next level, but you're like stuck. So that was very frustrating to me because it delayed a lot in growing my business. Now, some things that I would have done differently and what I want to share with you, not to say that you should do it, but these are things that I would recommend and why. The first thing is, don't quit your full-time job immediately, because building a business, I don't care what kind of business, whether you have especially a home-based business, some people think, you got to think about your office, your computer, your lighting. If you're starting to do videos, you're going to need good lighting. You need microphones. You need good cameras. You need like a lot of tools. You need autoresponders for your emails. You need there's different softwares that can do multiple things that can help your business, as opposed to you buying individual tools for your business. Those costs, there's like monthly fees, there's yearly fees. There's just a lot of different components that's needed and that is involved in building an online business. And people don't understand that sometimes. So I would recommend not quitting your job. Just keep your job, for maybe you need health insurance or something like that, and that will cover that. And that income, you can fund your online business or your home-based business. Secondly, is to say yes only to the things that align with what you know and to believe that you're supposed to do and be. Okay? I mean, something that aligns with your true to who you are, your natural abilities, your gifts, your business assets, meaning your skills and so forth and so forth, and say no to everything else that doesn't align with that. Because you'll feel like you wasted so much time. You know, things got really, really bad for me as far as finances, um, I almost started to go back and look for a job, and job, as we call it, is an acronym for just over broke. You know, but I was so close to going back to work, and granted, you know, my pension check, I could have lived off my pension check. However, when I retired, I'm thinking, you know, people were envious and like, oh my gosh, you got so much time, you can travel the world. And yes, I do have all this time, but I didn't have the funds to do anything. So it was like a catch-22, you know. I wanted to travel the world, but I had lacked the funding, and um, and I wanted more. I wanted more out of life. So that's why I got involved in different online stuff. I got involved in the travel industry. I know a lot about the travel industry, and I've earned income from the travel industry in online business. So another thing I would do differently is to find a coach immediately. Find a coach immediately if you can afford one, because having a coach will just cut your learning curve in half. Will cut your time in half instead of you trying to figure out all this stuff on your own, like I did. I was doing this even way before I even retired, because it was in me to be an entrepreneur. So I was always dabbling in some kind of entrepreneurial endeavor. Another thing I would do differently is to execute faster without delay. And that was something that I struggled with, because I was one that everything had to be done perfectly. And, you know, that can really block you or delay you or hinder you from moving forward. Just do it, you know, take imperfect action. You know, anything is better. Done is better than anything, right? So I would definitely execute faster. Another thing is self-care. Self-care, take care of your body. Like when you get tired, sometimes you want to just get things done, and you may work all day long for 2 days, 3 days straight in a row, because you have a vision and you want to get it done. But, you know, don't push yourself too much. Don't push yourself too much, because you still got to take care of your vessel. It's just like a car running out of gas. If you're not properly putting the fuel in, it's going to burn out, and it will let you know. So, you know, those working all night long, those all-nighters, just take time to refuel and have your oasis day, you know, where you can just refuel. And another thing would be, and the last thing would be perseverance. You're going to have some struggles. You're going to have some setbacks. You may, you know, have a few hiccups along the way, disappointments. Things just happen. Life happens. Financial situations happen. Family events happen. There's a lot of things that happen that will disappoint you, and it may want you. You may even want to just throw in the towel, but you got to persevere. You got to persevere. If you look at a lot of people like Oprah and Will Smith, and just everybody successful started from nothing. They started from something and they failed. They made a lot of failures. They failed a lot, but they got back up and they became better, and now they're successful. So just persevere. And, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're married. Yes, I'm married, but we have two incomes. But again, when I retired, I had a heavy load of debt on my back, weighing me down from school loans, because I went to college. So I had that. I had my own personal bills. My husband has his own personal bills. So, I mean, I had to pay for all these things. I want a lot, there's a lot of things that I need for my business. I can't dump that on him. So just think about all the things that I mentioned. And if you're, I want to close with, if you're looking for the foundation, the main framework of building an online business, I'll put together a Strive for Elevation bootcamp. It's a free video course where you learn the framework, the basic components of growing an online business. And the components is your mindset, is basically having a millionaire mindset, making that shift, like I told you, from a millionaire mindset to a mediocre mindset to a millionaire mindset. Second thing is financial freedom. Another thing is lead generation. And the other component is business tools that you need to have a successful business online. Excuse me. And you can find that at striveforelevation.com. Strive for the number 4, elevation.com. So thank you guys for taking the time out to join me, and I hope that this has helped someone. God bless. Until next time.